Hey everyone, we're live. It is Saturday night and it's time for more content, the thing that the whole world revolves around now. Tonight, we're joined by Alvaro Cortes Jr., aka Lance Danger, if you follow him on Twitter, who uh, has it's a web comic mostly, right?
Yeah, it's been mostly like now we're starting to actually make physical.
All right. So let's first of all just let everyone know uh, where you're from as far as the comic world. Where did you get into comics, and what got you to the point where you wanted to start drawing and making your own stuff?
Yeah, definitely. I hope everyone's having a good night, a good weekend tonight. My name is Alvaro Cortes Jr. I'm also known as Lance Danger. Actually, from a creator wrestler way back in the Nintendo
Exactly.
64 era. The most quote unquote popular wrestler amongst my friends, Lance Danger. And kind of as a joke, I just used that name to like troll on forums and stuff like that back when forums was a thing
Yeah, yeah.
before social media.
I see.
Comics, I pretty much learned how to read with comics before going to like school and kindergarten. And my father, even though he didn't know English that much, he was a
Okay.
Mexican migrant, so he would buy books in English to make me know English and Spanish as well. Like I was born in, I'm a Brooklynite.
Yeah.
So like the first things he
I
would
got it. I got a
do.
question.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Got a question. So, I had a friend. So I live in Idaho, and I had a friend from who was from New York, Puerto Rican, half black, half Puerto Rican kid. But do you get Puerto Rican because you're in? Is it that a thing? Like, there's
Yeah,
like
like
everyone out here who's
yeah, definitely. Actually, like
go ahead.
it's funny because my mom is Puerto and I was born in New York, so I kind of have like a whole mix into one,
Yeah, yeah,
and I also have like a whole lot of different races mixed in one. Nobody can quite get what I am. Like some people, oh, Native American, which I have Native American blood as well through both of my parents.
yeah, yeah.
Really, this Hindu woman starts talking in Hindi to casual conversation. I'm just looking at this person and I'm like, I'm sorry, I didn't.
Yeah, no, I have a similar thing growing up. I'm half Mexican, half German. For all I know, it's some sort of Germanic, European thing. But I do construction, so I'll have Mexicans come up to me and just start speaking Spanish, and I'm like, "Sorry, guys, like,
Oh
I'm a
yeah,
couple generations removed from actually speaking." But then when I was a kid, kids would think I was maybe Asian because I have small eyes, or for the longest time, I had kids think I'd swear like they got everyone in school believing I was an Eskimo or Inuit,
oh
I guess.
interesting.
But yeah, so it might have something to do with the fact that winter comes and I'm still the guy wearing t-shirts.
Oh yeah, like it's probably like that South American blooded though.
Yeah, yeah. But so you learned to read with comics, did you?
Yeah, like my father would buy like very like like the very basic kid stuff like Looney Tunes and like the those digests that used to come that was like characters digest that was like Mad Balls that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And then I discovered that my mom used to actually read a lot of comics, which I'm like exploring our the grew up in, and I find this bag with just like tons of Archie comics and like Betty Boop and that. I'm like, oh, okay. So I started reading. So I just grew up with comics and books, really.
Nice. Did you say Mad Balls? Yeah.
Familiar.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So that might put you in the similar age category. How old are you?
44.
Yeah, see, you're about almost 4 years younger than me, but still
Yeah,
right around the
it's
same
same
spot.
generation, pretty much.
Yeah, yeah. Same cartoons in the morning.
Yeah, exactly.
Were you a Saturday morning cartoon kid?
Yeah, like Fox Kids, CW, WB, all
Yeah,
that
yeah.
stuff.
I was yeah, I was Saturday morning cartoon kid for longer than I should have been. I still kind of technically am. Like
Yeah,
if there's this,
you never really grow out of
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah. My wife, she'll, if she's doing something and not around, I'll throw on some cartoons and she'll come back and be like, "You're so cute." And I'm like, "No, this is art. This is you can,
Yeah, like I have inspiration. I still throw into the DVD player like Batman the Animated Series,
oh yeah, yeah,
Batman Beyond,
yeah,
even like old school He-Man stuff.
yeah, yeah. I need to. I know I have like the Batman the animated series on DVD, but I need to find them. I don't know where they are, but like start rebuilding up my DVD collection of classic animation because like what is it? Max just took off all the Looney Tunes.
Like in our apartment we like have a bunch of DVDs because
Oh,
services
there you go.
you don't actually own the
Yeah,
stuff. So if they like decided to like out of nowhere, like with Looney Tunes, like they did, just like take everything out. Well, I have the
yeah, yeah.
DVDs.
I remember when.
It's a shame, but
Yeah, I remember when they first started like editing on. I think it was like Nickelodeon, maybe years ago. Particular episode of um, Looney Tunes where Daffy Duck at the end in the original cartoon blows his own brain, shoots himself in the head,
oh
and they
yeah,
cut that out. But it's like he immediately gets up afterwards and continues to make jokes. So he's you guys settle down. But yeah, I had some of them on DVD, but yeah, again, I don't know where they went. But I do know where my copy of The Room
yeah,
is.
that's a
Yeah,
classic, an all American classic right there. Even
yeah, yeah,
Tommy
not at all.
Wiseau.
So let's talk about your website. I, like I said, I have it pinned in the chat and description, so people can find it there. But what can be found there? What can people expect to see when they get on there?
Yeah, it's basically like the one-stop shop that I created. It's basically like the landing page to where you can find all the links to read my. The main one is Fred Peterson, the Mighty Warlord. It's the longest one I've been. It's into making comics. Um, Pretty much. Aside from growing up, not really. Um, as I grew up, I started Spider Man,
Yeah.
Batman, and then I kind of like found my niche with like the more quote level heroes, kind of like Daredevil and Nightwing.
Hmm.
So basically, Mighty Warlord is like my love letter to that kind of era of '90s hero thing. So basically, in that website, you'll find the links that'll send you to the webcomic, some of the
All right.
physical copies of
We
it
got a
as
little
well.
bit of fading in and out, and I don't know if it is. on your end, my end, or if even the people, if anyone's watching, if you can tell me, is that coming through on the stream? The kind of fading in and out of your audio a little bit. So go ahead and keep talking, but I just want to make it
Yeah,
aware in
like
case anyone hears it and
oh yeah, definitely. Like I have two cats and they get very excited when I sit. Sometimes like they'll like accidentally hit the mic or something like that. That's why camera is off as well because last time they also knocked it down and it's a bit of a headache that
yeah, but yeah, just good. So um, on I saw your post on X about how many views you've had on your comic, and what was it, like a million, almost a million?
yeah, it's close to. I've been posting 2006
Wow.
on and off because like there was a point where I was posting every
Yeah.
day. It did actually most viewed webcomic on the site. But I like a lot of like different stuff got in the way, so I haven't been able to update as I used to. When I
Yeah. Yeah.
when I'm able to update, unfortunately, I've been able to retain most of that read back into the top 10 most read and stuff like that. I'm
Mm.
very like grateful for like the patience to stick around.
Yeah. 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 The where besides your website is it posted? Where's it getting all those views from?
I post duck webcomics.com. I don't post it directly on my page because since 2006 that I've been uploading,
Mhm.
I would have to like pay a
Yeah.
month to like
Yeah.
be able
Yeah.
to
Yeah. I guess
like
so.
post it
Yeah.
on my own website. So I just my website is just like the landing page to find everything, and
Yeah.
then people can like find it probably easier just going to my website, artofalvaro.com. Like it's simpler than going to like the Dub Web person, the Mighty Warlord,
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Which in hindsight, I should have made the link at least a little for the webcomic. Six webcomics wasn't like a big thing like it is nowadays. Like webtoons, for example, people like audience with that platform as well. Back then, like professionals would call webcomic amateur hour, like not really like a flip on the radar.
Yeah.
It's like the digital has really like that sense
Yeah. I mean, and it
nowadays.
also, I think one of the things it does is, like you said, you're almost every day posting something, putting something up, and just the keeping the people's attention, on a much more regular and quick basis. That people, like young kids, they don't have attention spans anymore.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
you disappear for a week and they start forgetting. Give it a few months and they've moved
Exactly.
on. It's yeah. So yeah, that digital web comic format, I think, really helps with that. Um, and it's also, you know it helps hone chops. If you're doing it every day, trying to put something out and writing a story, you sharpen your tool.
Yeah, exactly. It, like keeps people like reminder. It's almost like the kind of like pop singer that has to release an keep people reminding them
Hmm.
of that
Yeah.
career, so they keep like keep their name out there. I guess like to an web comics can be like that. A lot of people can get if you're not careful.
Yeah.
I've been very very fortunate to retain most of my readership. So I haven't used it as a crutch to like take time off, but I feel bad like it used to make me feel that if I
Mm,
would like miss an update or something like that, position where and to like realize that things happen, where you can't like do everything that you wish you could do. All you can best you can try to do and hope that people will still not.
yeah. So Fred Peterson's your longest running, right?
Yes.
What? Give everyone an idea of what's the story of Fred Peterson, the Mighty Warlord, because it's it sounds like a normal guy has gotten himself into a situation.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it's basically about this person, the Mighty Warlord, that he's admit and he doesn't want to really confront his future either. He is very much a reluctant to basically, like you said, he was yes the normal college kid that was thrust because of his past that he kind of blocks out of his memory because it was so traumatic defense mechanism that he doesn't remember what happened before, and like the importance that his role as a hero that could impact the future of this um, world that he lives in.
Hmm. Um,
And there's like, sorry,
oh no, I was just yeah. I'm still getting that in and out of your voice, and I'm not sure what is going on. I'm catching most of what you're saying, but there'll be a few words here and there that it just drops out. It's I'm just hoping it's just me. If you're in the chat, let me know if you're catching that too.
yeah, like I
But because I
wouldn't be surprised if it's me, to be honest.
but sorry, I keep interrupting with that, but it's like I understand, I'm getting what you're saying, but every once in a while I'll be like, oh, what word did he say there? It must. I hope it wasn't important.
Yeah, and unfortunately, closed captions sometimes is very hit or miss. Like I could be saying something very serious, and the subtitles could be got a pizza.
Yeah. Um, so with Fred Peterson, um, it is a superhero story though. Like he has powers, and or is he like you?
Yes, the hard
Go ahead.
superhero
Mhm.
story. He does superpowers. He does the powers as the reader goes along with it because since everything has happened to him, discover kind of like in real what exactly are his powers as well as like seeing bits and pieces of his past
Mhm.
because there is a lot of element um dark fantasy in this story as well. Time travel also.
Okay.
So again, it's like a combination of a lot of like the stuff that I grew up watching
Yeah.
and reading. Like for example, like I'm a big manga and anime fan, so there's something that helped inspired it as well.
Yeah.
Um, and again, just like stuff like Spider Man and Nightwing run of the
Mhm.
'90s,
Yeah.
and Green Lantern.
I got into Berserk, um, and I think like 6 volumes, maybe 7 volumes in, and then I just kind of gave up on it. And people tell me, oh, you should keep reading. It's still good, but um, I I don't want to get in more invested in something if it's not going to have an ending. Does have you read the whole thing? Does it have an ending, or is it still going?
Oh yeah, if you know. know that Kentaro Miura actually passed away
Oh yeah, I
like
did
two
hear
years
that. Yeah.
ago. So, uh,
Hmm.
uh,
Yeah.
okay, because it's suddenly like my like if I wasn't lamb, unless it was because we're talking about him. But yeah, like he passed away, and he passed away like at the of the storyline because
yeah.
it ended in a major cliffhanger. The last
Mm.
chapter he did, in a
I
way,
see.
ending if it would end right there. But like another writer that was his continue the story based on plot lines that he had left behind in case that happened. His assistants are actually doing the art to put it put an end to the series because he was already planted the seeds of the ending of the story. He realized that his health wasn't like
Yeah.
at
Yeah.
the greatest.
Well, I have to if it wraps up and it starts to look like it's coming to a conclusion, I'll have to get back into it. But I mean, it was a beautiful book as far as it goes. Like it's great writing, and the art is just so good.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like I still wants to believe that it influenced Game of Thrones
Yeah.
when it came to similar.
Hmm.
Like I know that some like especially with like a genre like fantasy, so many things you can do at this point. Like nothing's really original anymore, but still, it's kind of fun to think about it.
Yeah. Oh, and we got Dio joining us finally.
Hey,
What
boys,
is
sorry I'm late. How's it going?
no worries. How's it going?
Good. Just got a toothing or a teething baby, so
Oh yeah,
I figured.
that's
Oh,
you can
how's it going, Gio?
Good. How's it going, Alvaro? How's how you guys going? How you guys doing tonight?
doing all right. We're
Doing great.
just catching up on his. Well, right now we're talking about Berserk.
Oh,
Uh,
Berserk. Yeah,
yeah,
love Berserk, man.
and he's trying to reassure me that it will have a conclusion because I kind of gave up on it because I heard that it didn't,
No,
and I was like,
I think he got his friends to. I think it was in his will or something. If he did pass, that his friends finish it up for him. If I'm not mistaken, is that right, Alvaro?
Yeah, like the writer that's continuing the story is one of his longtime friend creator, and he is doing the scripts based on outlines that he left behind, and his assistants that he finally like started having art assistants like the last couple of years. They're handling the artwork
That's
for
awesome,
it.
man. Yeah, that's I'm glad this, and I think he was pretty close to being done anyway. So at least it wasn't like halfway through. It sucks that he passed away, man. It's a bummer.
I'll tell you that if they continue the story and it looks just as good and the writing's just as good, I'll be interested. But I'd honestly be even more interested if it turned suddenly so bad. Like turns out his friend can't draw at all. There's just like stick figures.
Well, I know
And the tone changes.
I know the art has been hit or miss for a lot of like it has been like
Mhm.
a big point of controversy. Like, just the work, but during the time that outing Young Animal, which is like the manga magazine where they published Berserk, a lot of people were very critical of the artwork.
Hmm. Yeah, the because that the art was something special. The um some of like some of my recent favorite panels of art in a comic is when Guts first sees Griffin
Griffith. Yep.
Yeah,
Griffith um, live again, and it's like a two page things where one is super close in on Guts' face and just the shock that is on his face, and then the next one or maybe one more. past is Griffith in the wind blowing, and it's just the lightest lines. It's just so ethereal and beautiful. And it's such just such an emotional hit.
Yeah, it's also pretty crazy to see
Yes.
the progression of the artwork from the first books all the way
Hmm.
to it's insane.
Yeah, but
Yeah, I was having that conversation with someone not too long ago actually about how that art evolved from those first chapters up to like until his death. It was just like such an
Yeah,
amazing
it's
growth.
insane. Well, yeah, I guess when you're putting out that many pages, right? There's only
yeah,
one way to go is go
Yeah.
up. So it's insane, insane. I mean, part of it is, I mean, part of the reason why, I don't know. I would assume that some of these guys pass is because they spend so much time at their desk. You know what I mean? That they're not doing anything, exercise wise and taking care of themselves and sort of. So, I mean, he paid for it, but he definitely left behind a legacy. But it still sucks that he
yeah.
passed. He was like what, 50, 60 something? I think he was like early 60s,
Yeah,
late 50s.
Hmm.
yeah, like early 60s.
That sucks, man. What a bummer.
Is that a common theme for manga artists?
I think for illustrators in general, man,
Oh yeah.
either I mean some of the greats have taken themselves out, which
Hmm.
I didn't realize that was I think Wally Wood didn't he take himself out?
Hmm.
Which is a bummer.
Hmm.
But I think a lot of them are I mean shit, dude, I'm getting huge. I gotta start running again, lifting. Um and I'm nowhere near as good as nobody's gonna remember
Yeah.
me. But yeah, it's insane, dude. Insane.
Yeah, like that coach, that manga culture where they release weekly chapters as well, like some publishers, like to the point where some of them like 2, 3, 5 years on hiatus, just to like recover health wise, and some titles don't even come back
Yeah.
at all. Like here's a good example, or Hunter x Hunter as people know it as. Um that one has gone on hiatus, is also started like with a huge following, like the 80s and 90s. It went Nana. They went into hiatus back. So and they still have like a huge, still make merch out of all that, which is insane.
And they're just somewhere like cooking rice or something, just being happy with their life and stuff.
Hopefully.
So you got besides Fred Peterson, how many other stories and comics have you got?
I have like maybe about 5, because I like to experiment, like doing stuff here and yeah,
Hmm.
here and there. Because I want to like try to like for myself at least to like keep myself motivated. Like try different things. Like have another called Never Mind, which
Hmm.
is more like autobiographical slice of life kind of stuff. Just like bizarre and random things that
Yeah.
to me throughout my
Nice.
like I guess in the style of America, more or
Hmm.
less. Creations also,
Yeah. That well.
and I also have,
Okay.
and also I have a called Delta Task Force 6, Neon Genesis Evangelion, and X-Men.
Is
Nice.
it more of a
And,
team effort? Is it
sorry.
a team story then?
Yes,
Is it
psychological horror team
is it
book.
okay? So you've written a couple different like styles. Which do you prefer, like the solo superhero or a team thing? Which one's easier for you?
Uh, well, I guess like the solo superhero, because it's ensemble cast. You're concentrating like on that like one particular.
Hmm.
The challenge that I wanted to take, like writing a team book, is to like have different perspectives within that story as well, and try to like challenged myself to do a team of uniquely themselves, to like get personalities that some will like have chemistry together because that's just like like not everyone is going to get along with each other. Strangers can just become the best of friends because like they just hit it off instantly.
Yeah.
I wanted to like challenge myself in that aspect with the teen book.
Um, I got another question that is what is the Truthful Comics thing? I noticed that too. What is Truthful Comics that you're involved in? What is that about?
Oh yeah, Truthful Comics, Manuel Carmona. I actually write his book. He is also a comic, and we met when I was in Puerto Rico actually, and he was doing his own as well, but he doesn't like to write as
Hmm.
much. Like he doesn't consider himself like a writer. He's more of an artist. He went to the Yoku art
Oh,
school
cool.
when he was younger. So like he wrote this entire comic book called Prod New Wave, but he did it like with like the loosest thread of a story. And we met through a forum, and he started. I like your style of writing, like such a unique personality to every character. Can you help me
Nice.
write my book? And that's how we started off this friendship. And Truthful Comics is essentially whenever we publish directly, that's like the quote we use. So it's kind of like since that he
Yeah.
has his properties, I have my property, and we publish it under Truthful Comics.
Nice. Um, uh, uh, Dio also had a stint at the Kubert School for a little bit as well. So
I
Oh,
did, yeah, one
nice.
year.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it was a cool time. Met a lot of friends who I still talk to today from there. So yeah, it's
So
crazy.
you know how Dio, you might know that I had a post the other day about me not being into things the same amount as other people.
I did see that. Yes, sir.
I never even knew there was a Kubert School.
Oh, really?
like started hearing mention of it at some point, and I'm like, there was a school where people could go to learn comics. Like,
Yeah,
that's
it's funny. They
crazy.
they used to advertise it in comic books, which is where I heard of it.
Mm.
But
Yeah,
yeah, they used
they
to have like
have. Yeah, they had like the mailing classes also like $100 or something like that. They would send you all the materials, and then you would mail it back to them, and they would like then like send you their notes and
Huh.
stuff like
yeah, I
that.
remember seeing that. I think the correspondence courses I think were shortly after I had done my year there. I think I started seeing stuff for that, which is cool. That way you could do that stuff at home, and I know it was pretty popular amongst people, if I'm not mistaken. I think a lot of people actually ordered those, which is sort of cool. I guess the school is doing really well right now
Yeah,
too. So
Hmm.
yeah. They actually moved to a new
oh,
location.
they did. That's funny, man. That's a bummer because it was in the old. It was an old high school, and it's. I think there was a couple of movies filmed or used the gym there, and I know some chubby. I think what is it, Chubby Checker? That's like an old like '50s guy, isn't it?
Yeah,
And
Hmm.
his Oreo commercial. I think he was in an Oreo commercial, and they filmed it in the gym there. Little
I
trivia for you guys.
Yeah. I mean, I remember Chubby Checker's Twist Again Oreo commercials.
Okay, so that
yeah,
was filmed in the gym of the Cubert
yeah.
School, which is hilarious. Yeah.
That's
Kind of awesome, actually.
yeah.
I mean, I like Chubby Checker, but I do love me some Oreos. So
Apparently, I like Oreos and Chubby Checker more than I like comics because I knew all about that commercial.
it's awesome.
Well, you can't be blamed for that though.
Yeah, exactly.
So we how long? So I don't know how long we've been at this.
It
40,
has been
40, almost
34
half an
minutes,
hour.
35
So
minutes.
all right, so yeah, we're pretty close to our halfway point. We're gonna get back to letting people know where they could find your stuff, Alvaro, and in a minute when we move on to our next little bit here. We like to keep the show about an hour ish, so half of it's talking about your projects, the guest projects, and then we get to know you a little bit by sometimes we ask questions. And today, what we're going to do is I posted on X just a I was bored at work and I wanted to listen to something new, so I asked people to send me some suggestions, and they did. And I sent some of those to you guys so you could also give a listen to a few songs here and there. And we're going to talk about those. And I have my little, I made, should I have been writing today? Sure, sure. But what I did instead was make this.
Haha, nice.
I love it.
And that's me looking skeptically at your suggestions out there.
I
Helping
like
the
it.
judge
I
of
like
that.
it.
No
Sticker,
AI
actually.
using that, just so you know.
That'd be a cool shirt.
Maybe someday. Let me get to I forget which. Oh, there it is. So, as I said, we how many did you guys get to listen to? If you got to listen to any of the songs today?
I didn't. It's been rough around here.
Yeah. No worries.
Got to listen to a lot of lullabies and Badanamu. I don't know if you guys ever heard of that, but it's good kids songs.
I don't know. I haven't heard that. What is it?
It's a Korean company that makes these. It's actually really catchy songs. I'm not gonna lie to you, but it's a Korean company that makes these animated shorts with like educational songs and stuff. But there's some bangers in there, man. Yeah, I got my ponytail. Yeah. My ponytail.
I had that problem with Storybots.
What's Storybots?
It's kind of a similar thing. It's like it started off, I think, as short like webtoon type things, and then Netflix bought them and made a series that have like 2 or 3 seasons, but the songs on them are pretty good.
That's awesome. I'll have to check it out. Yeah, Netflix picked up Badanamu as well, so you can find it on there. It's yeah, it's funny. It's funny, man, because when we were kids, Alvaro, if you don't mind me asking, how old are you, man?
He's right there with us, 44.
Okay, yeah. So like when we were kids, it wasn't like nowadays when you can have somebody that has 2 million listens and I couldn't tell you who the F they are. It's like everything's so spread out that you can have all these different little niche things that you watch and they're huge, but you could still not even hear about them. But it's insane. Badanamu, what's it called again? Robo something or other?
Oh no, my mind just went blank. What did I say it was? Storybots.
Yeah.
Storybots. Okay.
Storybots.
I was like Robo something.
Awesome. That threw me off. I was like, is it Robo something?
Close.
But Alvaro, what did you say? How many did you get to listen to any of the songs today?
Most of since I had to do a couple of train rides earlier before coming back to the apartment. Like, actually got into like album from Pizza Hotline.
Yeah. Okay.
That was more like more. So
yeah,
vibing to that. I was in the train.
Nice. All right. Well, we'll talk about that when we get to it. We'll get to. I'll just go through these real quick. I made notes. I listened. I was like, I took it serious. So the first one was a band called Dangerous Toys. Levi Skeen, former guest friend of the show, suggested, and the album was Hellacious Acres. It came out in 1991, and it's a hair metal band.
Nice.
And I'm okay with hair metal. I like Guns N' Roses fine and stuff, but I'm not into hair metal at all. But I actually really enjoyed. I listened to the whole album. Really enjoyed it. It was the guy. The lead singer sounds a lot like Axl Rose.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
and it's it's like pretty common themes. Partying. One of the songs is called "She Likes It on Top." um, that kind of stuff. There was one song. One of the ones I suggested you guys listen to is called "Best of Friends," which is like their slower song, and it was it's just a song about having best friends when you're young and like how cool it was and kind of like wishing you can go back to that time.
Oh man. Okay. These guys are trying to.
Yeah, like that was kind of things actually that I heard
Yeah.
from the list, like, and verses where he did actually sound a lot like Axl Rose.
Yeah, yeah. But it was it was fun. It was a fun album, and I think if it hadn't have come out I think their first album was like '89, so like right at the end of like the hair metal and the beginning of like grunge. So they
Yeah.
kind of missed that window. I think they would have been a lot bigger if they had just been like 5 years, 4 years earlier.
Oh man, where are they now, huh?
Yeah, but I did, in fact, add this whole album to my playlist. So Levi gets added to the playlist.
Nice, nice.
The second one was suggested by Dio, and it was called
Badanamu.
Seaweed. Yeah, Madanamu. All of them. um, it's called the band Seaweed. Spanaway is the
Yeah.
album.
Yep.
Released in 1995. Punk, for the most part, punk. Although when I heard it, I listened to the whole album. When I heard it, I immediately knew where in time it was released. Like
Right.
it sounded very 90s.
Right. No, for
Yeah.
sure. For sure. It was like the whole indie sub pop era of like those punk bands.
Yeah, yeah. And I enjoyed it, but they're it's one of these bands that has everything that I should like, but somehow it doesn't click with me the way it should.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like the guy's voice, like the raw roughness, the production of the very raw production of the album. Everything about it was like right in my wheelhouse, but it didn't quite hit me in the soul.
Oh man, that's that's a bummer to hear.
Yeah.
Well, it's not a bummer to hear. It's a bummer that it didn't for you. But I love Seaweed's awesome, man. I love those guys.
Did you listen to any of those ones, Alvaro?
Yeah, I listened to the one Crush Us All was the one that I kind of like, but I think
I love that song.
But I think it's kind of like the same thing that happened with, like, I was listening to it and I was like, I know this is something that I should like, but for some reason I don't like it as much as I probably should. Like, kind of like the Hives, like same thing. It's like maybe because there's a lot of like, but for some reason it's not like clicking with me.
Yeah, I'm not dancing at either one of y'all's weddings.
Have you heard of 4 Year Strong? You've heard of 4 Year Strong, right?
Yeah.
They're another band that does that for me. I've seen them twice, and I have fun at their live show, like the energy and stuff like that. And everything about them should be something I'm into. But I just I listen to the album and I'm just like, I don't know. but I mean, I enjoyed it enough though that the whole album was added to my playlist. So Dia, you got one.
Nice. Heck yeah. Sweet. I'm dancing again.
Nice. The next one was suggested by DC Miller, and he suggested a band called Sloan and the album Navy Blue, which was released in 1998. Did you listen to that one, Alvaro?
Yeah, like I actually really like sinking ships.
Yeah, yeah. This one really, I really enjoyed. I think this might be the one of the suggestions that I like. So yeah, this is the one that I really, really liked in this list. Um, it's kind of a retro 60s feel to it.
Okay.
I, I was
Yeah,
I was thinking like Matthew Sweet,
Oh yeah, Matthew Sweet. I haven't heard that name in ages.
or the first what did I write down? Fountains of Wayne, the first Fountains of Wayne album.
I remember those guys.
But like
yeah.
it really was a really. I listened to about half the album just for because I was running out of time in the day, but really really liked it, and like if I had heard of them at the time, I probably would have like had a few of their albums, but like the song "Big Bad Leroy Brown" by Jim Croce.
Yes.
It's a
Yeah.
lot of that. As soon as but I was hearing a lot of that kind of feel.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
um, but yeah, super super good. If you're into that kind of feel, uh, it made me think of Origami Angels, a band recently that I've listened to that has a similar feel. But Origami Angels, like they throw in some more heavy stuff with the guitars and things. But so yeah, that was all added to the list. So
Nice.
so there you go, DC. Um, next one, I don't Icy Wiener is his tag.
Oh, I was like, who? Who?
Yeah, it's his tag on X. It's nothing John. What's the guy's name from um Game of Thrones? Jon
Jon
Snow.
Snow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Is it a visual thing or a temperature thing?
what?
Is it icy wiener or is it like an icy wiener?
Like the letter I C and then Wiener.
Okay, I was wondering if it was cold or if it was like okay, gotcha. All right.
Yeah. But he suggested Pizza Hotline, which you listened to most of that album. And what'd you think of it?
I really dug it. It's like the kind of music that would put on the background when I want to hear something.
Nice.
Mhm.
And also I kind of appreciate bands that like geek culture.
Yeah.
Them.
Who was it? You I didn't
Kirby
hear.
Crackle.
No, that's a great name though.
I have to look them up.
Um after Kirby's like energy,
Hmm.
like the cosmic comics and all
Yep.
stuff that he would draw. And all the themed like I'm a member of the Westerners, and the song is basically that they tried super team available like the Justice League and the Avengers rejected him, and finally the West Coast Avengers accept,
Oh, that's hilarious.
Oh,
and they're like very punk.
Nice.
So
Hell yeah.
and there's another one called the Corps, that they're named after the Green Lantern Corps, and
nice.
just punk rock, raw punk rock stuff. But they have songs about they like Blackest Night. They have a song called Blackest Night, which is
That's
based
cool.
on that storyline. They have Killing Joke is another one of their songs. And yeah, so all most of their stuff is either titled or inspired by DC Comics.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. But yeah, that was the album was very yeah. Do you so like early Xbox and PlayStation 2? Which one was it? You could take the CD out, the game disc out, and what during levels and put a music disc in and listen. Do you remember that?
Ooh, I don't remember. I remember you could listen to CDs on your PlayStation, but I don't know if you could do that. That's pretty cool.
I think
Must have been,
that
must
no,
have been Xbox.
that actually might have been the Dreamcast,
That's
maybe.
yeah.
Yeah, like the Dreamcast was more uh you could like do a lot more stuff with the Dreamcast compared to like the PlayStation.
Yeah. What was the there was a game, it was a fighting game. I
Power
think it
Stone.
was no. It was one of the like Virtua Fighter style or uh where, you know, it was one of the early games where they had the arena that, you know, was 3D and stuff, but there was you could um load up the level, and when the level loaded up, I would hit the open, take the game out, put the music CD in, close it, and hit play, and it would play the first song on the CD while you're playing the match.
That's awesome. Wasn't Battle
And
Arena Toshinden, was it?
oh, it might have been. It
That's a
Could
might have been
be.
that
classic.
one.
That's a
Yeah,
classic right there, man.
but
Yes.
the song that was in there the most was the first song from Bjork's album with "It's Oh So Quiet" on it,
Okay, yeah,
called
yeah.
"Army of Me." That
Yeah.
song is like a rad song for a fighting game. It's very cool. But anyway, um, but yeah, that album reminded me of that kind of time where you know, you could just play a racing game and the background music was just like chill, and you just, you know, drive and
Mhm.
I remember doing that, you know, putting my headphones in and turning the sound effects off on the game and just racing all night to the music.
It's awesome.
Definitely.
Yeah. But yeah, that one got added. So Icy Wiener.
I love it.
And then Dreams Uncharted.
No, that I
Oh,
hear
no worries.
just I hear that the name tag and like one of the last content episodes about stuff about the news that didn't
Mhm.
and you were like Oscar Mayer Wiener or something that happened. This was like a couple of contents back.
um, yeah, you might be thinking of what's his noodles name, a show where they talk about the news. I was just a guest on it last week. Oh, why am I?
Sandberg.
Yeah, Sandberg. Why does my brain like just not work? You know?
Yeah. It was like well, the guest. Yeah.
Yeah. Um. Yeah, I don't know. My
Oh
brain.
yeah, that
Yeah, I mean,
he has. Yeah, that he has stuff. I just like randomly remembered that the name
I see.
on
Yeah.
the on Twitter.
Oscar Mayer Wiener, Heisey Wiener. Like, that's the thing about choosing your screen name when you're when you're a kid. You know, when you're young, and it just sticks. You know.
I'm glad that I just chose Lance Dane with me
Yeah.
instead of like something else.
All right. So then we had Dreams Uncharted. Suggested 3 reggae songs: "Wade in the Water" by Common Kings, "96 Degrees in the Shade" by Third World, and "Down" by Jimmy Weeks Project. Only one of them was added to my list. It was 96 Degrees in the Shade by Third World. The first song was um, it was overproduced. It sounded like white folk reggae.
That's awesome.
You know, it was just like this is just it's a like a producer putting together what he thinks reggae is. You know,
Snow.
yeah,
Yeah.
not even that good.
Not
It
even
was
that good.
no John Tesh. If John Tesh did a reggae song,
That's hilarious, John. Entertainment Tonight. Yeah.
Yeah, because at least if you haven't like actually seen Snow, know, just by hearing him, you would probably think he actually
He's Canadian.
exactly.
Sort of funny, the whole story about him though, how he was in jail when his record actually popped off. I don't know if you heard about that. It's doing late night.
Yeah.
You do late night drawings. You find dumb shit on YouTube, and there was like a 10 or 20 minute documentary on it. And yeah, I guess he was in jail when it popped off, and he was like a local hero in his cell block. I don't know if he was in there for tax evasion, but I don't know. But yeah, some funny stuff, man. Yeah, Canadian dude, a licky boom boom down.
The second song, 96 Degrees in the Shade, was the one that got added because it was a real reggae song. And it was actually really good too. I'm not a particularly big reggae fan. Mostly because I like ska, the upbeat nature of ska better. And reggae's a little bit slower, and it's like I don't know, just not into it that much. But this one made it on my list. The last one, Down by Jimmy Weeks Project, was okay, except it had a guitar in the song that threw me off. Like it should have been an organ or horns or something, but it was like a Carlos Santana sound.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that kind of and it just didn't work for me. So Dreams Uncharted, if you ever see this, you got one of the three, so added to the list.
Nice.
And the last one from Quiet Red Media was the band Aborted and the song Hellbound. And when he wrote, he said, "Good luck." But it was good. I enjoyed it. It was very very metal, very screamy. Like the drums were just constant. Double kick through the whole thing, but it was melodic. There was no like squealing or the pig noises or the I don't get why people like that. I really don't. Do either of you guys, are you into that, like where it really just is it sounds like oinking and squealing?
The music itself, the singing, or the guitars?
The vocals.
Oh no, really, like really?
Yeah,
Like,
it's so I saw a guy on TikTok, and he was talking about he is a vocalist for a band, and he said, I'm one of the only vocalists in this category that does all my singing on the inhale.
Oh wow.
And then he started doing it. And it's just like, that doesn't sound good.
No, yeah, I'm not.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
I'm not like a big fan. Like I would rather it be like a little more melodic.
Yeah.
Like I'm probably like in the minority that I actually prefer Stone Sour over Slipknot when it comes to like Corey Taylor and his singing and all that. Like at least with Stone Sour, I can understand what he's singing. And again, like even though it's like it has like its heavy metal in it, like it's melodic also.
Yeah.
Slipknot, even though like some songs are bangers too, most of it's like I can't really get into it.
Did you listen to that song by Aborted?
Actually, that's one song that I didn't get to listen to yet. Curiosity afterwards.
Yeah. It reminded me of like Avenged Sevenfold's first album.
Okay.
Where before he like screwed his voice up and had to start trying to sound like Metallica, and or Between the Buried and Me. But Between the Buried and Me is much more has a lot more dissonance. Like there, stops, starts, harder to follow along. This was a I don't know if people who like this kind of music want to follow it along as well as but I was able to follow along and enjoy the high vocals, the lower vocals, and it sounded it was a good song. I did not add it to my playlist, my main playlist, just because I listened to that at work and nobody else is going to want to hear it. But I did add it to another playlist so I can remember that it exists and give the other songs a listen and see if there's any good stuff on there. So
funny.
there we go.
Nice.
That's I'll be the judge of that.
That's awesome.
I kind of like the idea of doing that. Having people suggest music throughout the week. I think I'll have to narrow it down to like maybe 4 or something like that, 3 or 4,
mm-hmm.
and go through those, and we can you and I can listen to them through the week and see what we think about them.
Yeah, 100%. Earlier in the week's better for me too. That way I can I can find some time with the knuckleheads.
Yeah.
And then we can have the guests join in as well.
Heck yeah!
And thanks for listening to them, Alvaro.
Yeah, it's definitely a good way to discover new music. Also, like before, when Hot Topic used to be like cool, like that's how I would discover bands. Also, like I would just go in, see what T-shirts were on there, and I would just go back home and try to find their music to like listen to
awesome
new bands and stuff like that.
Yeah,
awesome.
That's a way to do it. I would go particularly like in the 90s where they can you hear that?
What is it?
Yeah,
It's maybe it's an airplane or something, but
I keep on hearing Morse code. Maybe it's in my head. Programming is starting. If you see me on the news, boys, it wasn't me.
But like in the 90s, they had their the alternative section back when it was it meant something different than it does nowadays.
Right.
And I would go and I would just flip through, and whatever album I thought looked cool, I would pick up.
It's awesome.
So that was, some of them were hits, some of them were big misses, but you get to hear new stuff,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then I also missed listening stations at record stores.
Oh yeah, I remember those.
Yeah, those were cool.
Every once in a while, I remember that other people had these headphones on their head.
I get squeezed out.
Yeah. but so anyways, but thanks for like I said, I've listening to the songs and joining in with this little trial run, I guess, of this segment. We'll see if we do it again, but we're coming up on our hour. We're actually into our hour, so we're gonna start wrapping up here in a bit, and we want to let people know where they can find all your stuff, and get you some more views. And you said you might be touching into physical comics soon, and let us know about that too.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like the one-stop shop to like find everything about my works would be the website artofalvaro.com. The links that'll go up to the different web comics. Right now I do have a couple of physical comics as well that you can buy through Indie Planet. Links are going to be all there. That'll lead you direct. I'm going to actually be doing a few activities this year out of that shell a little bit. At the end of April, I'm going to be at the Brooklyn Independent Comic Book Fest. Some of my physical copies there, as well as prints and stuff like that. So, I'm trying to get out there more.
Yeah, that'd be cool. It's nice to get out and meet people out there. As much as our the Twitter little corner of the indie sphere that we're in is very active and people are promoting and pushing each other's books, it's to us. It's mostly to us. It's a big circle jerk basically, but so getting out, where other people will be able to see your stuff, that'd be a really good thing.
For sure. And to meet the people and mingle, that's where you make a lot of those connections.
Yeah, and actually, there's a book that I wrote a short story for. That's like one of the first times actually freelanced for Ryan as well. They're going to be debuting that particular fest as well.
Oh, cool.
The comic studio is, and the comic is Gumbreed Volume 4. It's Cowboy Zombie. So that's a lot of
Nice.
That's awesome. And he's the good guy, the zombie is, or
yeah, like he's like a undead ghost town
cool.
sheriff.
That is nice. All right, cool. So send me the little information where people can find that on Twitter, and I will stick it on the God, what my mind is not working tonight. I can tell you that.
Long week, bro. Long week, man. It's all good.
In the description of the video. Jeez. But so that whoever ends up watching this can see that down there as well. But we will go ahead and wrap up for the night. We want to thank everyone who is watching, will watch, and thank Alvaro for coming on and hanging out with us. It was nice to meet you, and we when you get some more stuff going on in the future and need somewhere to go to talk about it, we'll have you back. Okay.
Thank you. Really appreciate being on here, and I'll definitely keep lurking in the chat when more content keeps popping up during the weekend.
Awesome. Thank you. All right. So we'll